The message arrived on a simple quantum relay, no ceremonial flourishes or diplomatic protocols. Just 12 words that sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council chambers. Earth formally withdraws from all treaties and trade agreements. Effective immediately. Counselor Vextar of the Dominion Alliance nearly choked on his nutrient fluid. For 2 centuries, Earth had been the Council's most reliable resource supplier. Rare minerals, agricultural products, and most importantly, their impossibly cheap labor force. Human workers would toil in conditions that would kill most species, all for wages that barely covered basic sustenance. "Surely this is a negotiation tactic," wheezed Ambassador Krill of the hegemony. His serpentine form coiled nervously around his delegation seat. "Humans don't have the backbone for actual defiance." The Council had good reason for confidence. Earth's representatives had endured decades of exploitation with nothing more than polite protests. When the Zephyrians seized human mining colonies, Earth filed formal complaints. When the Crystalline Consortium enslaved human populations on the Outer Rim, Earth imposed meaningless sanctions. When the Vorthan Collective simply stopped paying for agricultural shipments, Earth continued delivering food while requesting eventual payment. Humanity had been the galaxy's favorite victim, too weak to fight back, too useful to destroy completely. "Perhaps we should send a diplomatic mission," suggested High Counselor Thekanel, his 4 arms gesturing dismissively. "Remind them of their obligations." 3 days later, the diplomatic fleet arrived at Earth's solar system and found something that defied all expectations. The asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter had been transformed into a massive industrial complex. Mining platforms, weapons foundries, and shipyards stretched across millions of cubic kilometers of space. "When did they build all this?" Captain Velatra demanded from the bridge of the flagship. His scanning officer, a nervous Trilarian, checked and rechecked his instruments. "Unknown, sir. These structures, they're not showing up properly on our sensors. Advanced stealth technology, far beyond what humans should possess." The truth was more disturbing than advanced technology. Humanity had been building in plain sight for 50 years, using materials and designs that other species had dismissed as primitive. While the galaxy's advanced civilizations relied on exotic matter and energy fields, humans had perfected something far more practical: mass production and modular construction. Every primitive cargo hauler that had visited galactic ports was actually a disguised constructor's ship. Every obsolete mining platform left behind on asteroids was actually an automated factory. While other species focused on individual masterpieces of engineering, humans had built an entire industrial ecosystem using components that looked like junk. "Incoming transmission," the communications officer announced. The view screen flickered to life, revealing Admiral Jackson, a weathered human in a simple uniform. Behind him, through massive viewports, stretched an armada that made every species military look like a children's toy collection. "Greetings, Council representatives," Jackson said with cold politeness. "I assume you're here to discuss Earth's withdrawal from galactic commerce." "Admiral," Velatra began, attempting his most intimidating tone, "your species is making a terrible mistake. Earth cannot survive without galactic trade networks. You need our technology, our resources." "Do we?" Jackson interrupted. "Let me share some interesting statistics." The transmission shifted to display galactic trade data. For 2 centuries, Earth had exported 73% of the galaxy's food production, 84% of essential minerals, and provided 91% of hazardous labor. In return, they've received outdated technology, diplomatic insults, and payment rates that barely covered operational costs. "We've been keeping detailed records," Jackson continued. "Every broken treaty, every stolen colony, every unpaid bill. The galaxy owes Earth approximately 47 trillion galactic credits in unpaid wages, stolen resources, and breach of contract penalties. The council representatives exchanged nervous glances. Those numbers couldn't be accurate, could they? Of course. Jackson's smile turned predatory. We're reasonable people. We're prepared to forgive this debt in exchange for some simple concessions. The terms appeared on screen, and Velotra's mandibles clicked in disbelief. All human colonies to be immediately returned with full sovereignty. All enslaved human populations to be freed and compensated. All existing trade agreements to be renegotiated with fair market rates. Permanent human representation on the Galactic Council with full voting rights. And if we refuse? Velotra managed. Jackson gestured to the viewports behind him. The armada stretched beyond the horizon, not sleek, artistic vessels like other species built, but functional, brutal-looking ships designed for one purpose: war. Then you'll discover why evolution gave humans such an overdeveloped sense of spite, Jackson replied cheerfully. Did you know that Earth has been tracking every single military asset, trade route, and population center in galactic space? We're very thorough record keepers. You're threatening the entire galaxy? We're offering you the deal of a lifetime. 2 centuries of unpaid labor, and all we want is basic respect. Jackson leaned forward, revealing something aliens had never noticed: patience that had finally run out. You taught us how the galaxy treats species it considers weak. The transmission cut out, leaving the council fleet surrounded by an armada built from their own blind spots. Every species that had exploited humanity began receiving similar messages. The age of human patience had officially ended.